La Fin Du Monde is a Belgian-style triple in bottle-conditioned golden ale introduced in July 1994 out of Quebec, Canada. The name is claimed to derive from the European explorers' belief that they had reached the end of the world when they discovered America. Cold Cans Nation, if you think you reached the end of the podcast at this point, au contraire, mon frère et mes sœurs, les garçons de Cold Cans boivons the end of the world. La Fin Du Monde.
Cover your ears. Pop that cork loud as you
I
could.
did not think that was going to happen. That was a lot of fun.
Bad pour. We got our...
La Fin Du Monde is a corked bottle, one big-ass bottle.
The end of the eardrums in French.
That was fucking wild. Wow.
Good
I'm
job
sorry
on that
about
intro, though, Joe.
Thank you.
That was well done.
I thought we were going to have to do that in a couple of takes.
You said maybe multiple takes, but it was primo.
Thank you.
Very primo indeed.
Have you had this beer before, Nick?
I think I have.
Okay.
Way long ago, when we recorded the first episode, I think, with the Canadian boys.
Yep.
Nick Luby Two
Nick
Shoes.
Luby Two Shoes. Say what you were going to
brought
say.
in this beer. And
say
then
what you were going to say.
We just ended up sitting down here and doing some silent disco and drank it rather than do an episode about it. So it feels like it's good to bring it back. Cheers to you, Joe. Thank you for bringing this in today. Have you had this before?
I think I had it in that moment. I had it, I think, one other time. Had like a movie night, and it was a fellow Montreal Quebecan who brought it. And so, it's we haven't done a lot of these beers that are kind of widely regarded as some of the best beer in the world, and this is in that category.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know if the intro mentioned it or not, but it actually only started being it only started being brewed in 1994.
Mm-hmm. Christ, I was 18 years old by then.
And you were 18 by then. Listeners know you've now had your 47th birthday.
Yes,
that was birthday, by the way.
Thank you. That was last
wild
week.
To that party.
Wow, everybody came.
I was going to say, I've never quite been in an orgy like that, but, you only turned 47
I
once.
meant everyone showed up, Joel.
Okay, understood. But yeah, so this is a highly regarded 9% alcohol by volume beer, the end of the world. What are your first impressions?
It's a hit of flavor for sure. I do not remember what this tasted like.
Me neither.
Coming into this, so it was a surprise.
Yeah. It is complex.
Yeah, I like it. It's certainly not a chugger. It's you got to think about it a little bit and sip it, but I like it.
Sippable, not sessionable. Wait, what is it? Sippable?
Yeah, it's sippable, not sessionable.
Got it. Okay. I'll never remember our own standard. So just to read a little description about the beer, the color is a cloudy blonde with a golden hue. Though similar to Belgian triples in appearance, La Fin du Monde is less bitter and more spicy, featuring coriander and orange peel. More similar to triple Carmelet than standard triples like Chimay and Westmalle. The beer contains a very high alcohol content, 9% ABV, and as of 2016, the beer has earned more medals and awards, including some of the world's highest honors, than any other Canadian beer. So it's the best Canada has to offer, and in my opinion, that is very good indeed. I really like it. I think it's
solid.
excellent.
They have a great website here too, the Unibrow brewery. This
That's
website
brewery,
is
which is owned
wonderful.
by Sapporo.
Okay.
The Unibrow.
Well, they do a good job on web. Their web team is off the charts. Canada's best web team.
Nick's here with Web Corner and the web team off the charts. So what makes the website great?
It just, I mean, it's built for mobile as well. Like this would go well with mobile, and it just it gives you all the stats.
All the divs in the HTML down tree are lined up perfectly.
It gives you everything you'd want to know, like right away. The name,
okay.
9% alcohol, serve at, and then it is in Celsius and Fahrenheit for all of us out there. Top fermentation, and then it just gives a brief overview of it. Then you can get more into the history of it, and then what should you pair it with? What's on the nose? What is the flavor?
Wow.
What awards has it won? And then what can you pair it with?
You already said that.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh,
Well, that's at the bottom.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mama.
And even some cocktails you can make it with, and other recipes you can make this with.
That's really cool.
Make with this.
It's complex. That's great. What are some of the things you can pair it with?
Okay. Sausages, quiche, or omelet.
Oh, yeah,
Sabuco.
totally. With a sausage?
Mm-hmm.
Quiche? I don't know. I'm not a quiche guy.
Oh, why?
Because eggs taste like fart, and quiche
Eggs
exacerbates
taste like
that.
fart.
Okay, quiche
I used to be
exacerbates
bacon
that.
tastes like cat piss guy, so I kind of forgive you. I think that was only because oh, come on, Joe.
Did I spill?
You're spilling it everywhere. Trying to be generous
sorry.
and spilling it. The
I
Joe
couldn't
Block
see
story.
your. Oh, that's
I'm
the
kidding.
nicest
That
thing
has
you ever
no
s-
meaning.
That's the nice thing you ever said to me.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, you are
hold on, what was
generous.
that? Trying to be generous, but
no,
not.
I was kidding, Joe. You are a generous man.
Thank you.
Eggs taste good though. Good eggs. You don't like runny eggs, or do you?
I don't like runny eggs. I ask every restaurant to make eggs over medium, and
Okay.
every single restaurant makes them over easy. That's
Mhm.
okay. But I don't like dippy eggs. I don't like runny eggs.
Huh. Because typically, I would say if you've well cooked eggs, that's when they would start to taste like fart a little bit.
I also don't like that. Like, honestly, and it seems like I'm like a little shithead about it, but I guess I kind of am with eggs. I kind of only like them over medium, like, or
Okay.
a soft boiled egg in ramen.
Okay.
I can handle a scramble because the egg stuff is mixed in with all the other stuff. So like I'm tasting
Sure.
sausage and peppers and everything, then that taste goes away. But if it's just a big pile of scrambled eggs, that's death. That makes me want to die. I was in an airport lounge
Okay.
somewhat
of course
recently. Of course I was.
Made to order eggs.
And no, it wasn't.
tipping.
No, it wasn't. It was one of those big steel containers like you see caterers bring out.
It's probably powdered eggs.
And it was filled with scrambled eggs. And I watched a guy, I've never seen anything like it. He brought up a plate, and they give you small plates on purpose at these lounges because they don't want you
Sure.
to take too much food.
Sure.
He brought up a plate, and he was towering scrambled eggs. Like, I'm exaggerating in front of you right now with about a foot, but it was probably 6 inches. It was a absolutely enormous pile of scrambled eggs, and it made me, I don't know if he was going to eat it or fuck it, and it made me want to die.
Oh boy.
And I
Won't want to be sitting next to him on an aeroplane.
No, if he had eaten or is fucking those eggs, I don't want any part of it. And I wanted to die, but I did get some scrambled eggs after him, and they were so fucking awful.
Well, of course.
And they were
You're setting yourself
runny.
up for failure.
They were juicy. You bite into one, pop like a gusher. It
well,
was
they're
fucking
watery.
gross.
I wouldn't even call it juicy.
Oh,
Yeah, that's probably powdered eggs.
it was awful.
Good eggs are very good to
Nope.
me. So every time that I've made my soft scrambled eggs for you, you've faked it.
I really like your soft scrambled eggs.
Actually, though?
I honestly do.
Okay.
You're a good cook.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Devin also makes good fried eggs. She's really good at that. So
Nice.
I'm around two
Does she
people
make
who've
them
made
over
nice
medium
eggs.
for you? Or what
she
does she
and
do?
she nails it every single time.
Nice.
She's
Okay.
really good. I also make scrambled eggs. I put a little dollop of sour cream in at the very end, and that helps. I think
Totally. If you
it
had a ton
tames
of
that
fat
egg
to,
flavor.
Yeah. If you had a ton of fat to eggs, they're divine.
Yeah. Is egg corner over, or are we still going? I
few
want to
minutes
touch
on
on
eggs.
I want to touch on one thing.
Please,
You mentioned
touch my
Fahrenheit and
eggs.
Celsius. Have we done Fahrenheit and Celsius yet? on the
Corner?
pod?
No, we have not.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. You got.
Here's my argument.
And I agree with. I think we have done this on here before. Actually,
We
let's
actually
do
are-
it again. Yes,
We're
I agree with
agreeing.
you.
So my argument, oh boy, is that
Bleh.
Celsius is great at measuring temperature of water, and no one will deny it. And all Celsius defenders, which is most of everyone, says like, oh, 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. Isn't that great? But Fahrenheit is really good at talking about the temperature of air, especially air on Earth. So like the air around us, which I argue 90% of the time you talk about temperature, you're talking about the fucking air.
Mm-hmm.
And Fahrenheit 0 is, and this is where everybody gets on my ass and absolutely drags me down the street. 0 is about the coldest as things get. If it's below 0, it's just blindingly cold. So 0 is like the coldest winter day, and 100 is the hottest summer day. And if it's above 100,
Sure.
you're like, holy shit, it's astronomically hot.
Totally agree.
And that tells better than and has more granularity than Celsius is like anywhere from like 30 degrees to like -5.
I have no idea. I haven't bothered myself with it.
It's like
That's how
35
pointless it
degrees
is.
to try to tell that whole story. And Fahrenheit does a good job. So I'm glad we're on the same page.
Agreed.
People are such shitheads about it.
Fahrenheit for weather, Celsius for cooking.
Cooking,
like that sort of shit.
science,
Yeah.
and it's great for it, and it's designed
Cooking
for it.
is the only science.
we talk about when we talk about temperature, almost always we're talking about the weather outside.
We're
Very
humans
rarely.
and we're self-centered. Give me that Fahrenheit.
Give it to me, baby. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
All right, that's Celsius and
Fahrenheit
Fahrenheit
corner. All right, let's get back to Fin Du Monde. I poured us second drinks. I poured part of yours on the table, and then the rest of it in the
We're gonna
cup.
work it into the wood. It's gonna be conditioned,
It should be
ale
nice.
conditioned.
What flavors are you getting out of this? Don't look at BA score. I'm sure
Well, you
BA
said some
just
stuff
absolutely
earlier.
is fucking tugging to this.
You said some
beverage.
stuff earlier
Okay.
about it, and I do think that there's some like coriander and orange in here. There is like, it's like infinitely better than, but sort of tastes like Blue Moon.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that too.
Okay.
I think a lot of the Belgian style triples have that weedy, blue moony taste to it.
Right.
But there are a ton of like spices in this beer, and it should be known. We should tell Cold Cans Nation, anybody anywhere should be able to go out and get this beer.
Yeah.
It's in every grocery store. It's going to be in the fancy beer part of the aisle.
yeah, they're in the big bottles.
And you'll get one big bottle.
1 pint, 9.4 fluid ounces.
Highly encourage you guys to be out there and be big bottle boys or big bottle girls, BBBs or BBGs, and pick one of these up and try this out because, coriander's good. I don't really know if I could tell you out of the blue what coriander tastes like. So I have to be one level higher and just say I taste spices. And I certainly do taste spices.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put coriander overall. I don't know that I actually know what it specifically tastes like.
Yeah.
But maybe. I'm a very advanced palate boy.
You're nuanced, Mr. Nuance.
So the flavor on their website says mildly hoppy palate with notes of grains, fruit and spice, followed by a smooth, dry finish. A perfect balance of sugar, acidity, bitterness, spices, and alcohol.
Oh,
9% is perfectly balanced to them. I like these guys.
I think they're doing very well up in Canada. So the company, the Beverage Tasting Institute, BTI, they put on the World Beer Championships. They have given La Fin du Monde many medals of excellence, 5 platinum, 6 gold, and 1 silver since its introduction in 1994. So it's won 12 awards in 25 years. Every other year it's won a
Nice.
top award. In 2004, it won the gold medal at the Los Angeles County Fair. So that's fun.
LAC, baby. They have some cocktail recipes that you can use this beer in on their website. One of them is
Divulge.
called a
Are
highball
you getting burpy like me?
finale. Yeah.
Me
The
too.
wheats, we've talked about that. The wheats
Talked
always do
about it
this.
at length, yep.
Reinforcing the sippable nature. So you put 5 ounces of Fin Du Monde, 1 ounce cognac, 1 ounce simple syrup, a half ounce fresh lemon juice, 2 pieces of rhubarb, optional, 2 strawberries, and mint, muddled together. You got a highball. Highball finale.
Interesting. So, what is a
I
highball?
like
in your mind? I
cognac.
thought a highball was it referring to how to prepare a drink. Highballs and lowballs. I thought. Am I wrong?
This says a highball is the name for a family of mixed alcoholic drinks that are composed of an alcoholic-based spirit and a larger proportion of a non-alcoholic mixer. Well-known examples of highballs
Yeah.
include the 7 and 7, Scotch and
It's
soda,
just any mixed drink.
Cuba
Yeah,
Libre.
it's a mixed drink. Interesting. Okay.
So they're saying
Is
the
there a
Fin Du
lowball?
Monde is the non-alcoholic mix-in, I guess, but obviously that's not quite true.
So you're amping it up a little bit if you're putting the feed.
Right.
9% is not nothing.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna be feeling this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new burger place around the corner. I think after this podcast, I really want to go to it. If you're still down.
I saw that. I think they're doing a soft opening, so I hope they're still open into the dinner time, and it wasn't just some weird lunch afternoon thing.
Yeah, I agree.
What are you laughing about, Joe?
Soft opening. Are we? I'm not.
I was at an open mic comedy thing last night, and this guy did his full 4-minute set about why he hates the female genitalia,
Huh.
and it was leading
Interesting.
with it's an open wound, which is
Oh.
I think similar to where you were headed. Not
No,
with that
I was
necessarily,
not heading
but
there.
soft opening. Yeah, and everyone's just like, "What are you talking about?"
That's not okay. Also, you're kind of attacking,
Right.
That-
He's
that-
talking about, ew, it's gross.
and also nobody hates.
I know that. Yeah.
That joke is overplayed. That was an old Louis C.K. joke, and it aged as well as Louis C.K.
Oh, really?
But
didn't
I
know that.
honestly didn't have that in mind with soft opening. I actually was thinking about the flowering of the penis, Nick. I was thinking your
Soft?
soft opening.
What?
It's a
The flowering of the penis? My anatomy must be different than yours.
we got to get off this. I'm like
Are you okay, Joe?
I-
You're gonna need that burger to sober up a little bit.
There's too many people that I know that have told me at work that they listen to this podcast for me to go any further with this. I
Okay.
thought that you'd pick up on it right away. And
I
have
still don't
clearly not-
understand what you're
I
saying.
don't want to make myself clear.
Okay.
Um,
Going clear.
That comic
Talk
sounds like he
Scientology.
sucked ass.
He was bad. And then he's the classic guy who gets angry at the crowd then because he was visiting from
Yeah.
Denver and he's like, oh, this city's messed up.
Okay. Yeah, we're
Said
messed
something
up.
like that.
Yeah.
It
Go
was-
try to
it was
work that
odd.
material literally
Anywhere.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always going to be women and also people with with sensibilities.
Yes.
I'm pouring my third cup. Now that's
the
what I'm
cup
doing.
runneth over.
I want you to. I don't want to spill this time.
La Fin
I
Du
got sh-
bottle.
I got hey, La Fille du Bottil. I don't know what bottle. I think it's Bottiglia. Bottiglia. That might be Italian. Anyway, it's good. I like this a lot.
So this is a Canadian beer, Joe. You and I were both in Canada recently
Very recently
for a wedding.
near Quebecois, but not.
Yeah. Had to go on every airplane ride, getting
did.
everything in French along with the English.
Hey, thanks a lot, Boeing. What are you going to come to Boeing's defense again? That was the opposite.
I was on an Airbus.
But yeah, because of the Boeing 747 shit, we both were rerouted. We went to
Yeah.
Toronto, different flights, met up for our good friend who gave us our first bottle, Nick
Yes,
Libby
he
Two
did.
Shoes.
Yes, he did.
He gave us our first
Very
bottle
generous
of this, and had a fucking fantastic wedding. We all had a really good time.
Beautiful wedding.
Really
it was a nice,
beautiful.
intimate setting.
Yeah.
With 60 people,
Very
and they kind of
cool.
did an informal half moon around them during the ceremony. We
Yeah.
all stood there.
Hell
It was
yeah.
beautiful. I cried my dang eyes out.
Me too. Their vows were well written
Yes.
and well done.
Yes.
Really came from the heart. It was awesome. And
It
a
was
good
great.
party.
It was great.
Toronto-
Danced a little bit.
Yep. You there's
Drop.
video of you swinging me around,
Uh-huh.
and you dropped me on my head.
You, in my defense, you were doing this thing as
I'm a
if
200-pound
we're
man.
yeah. So your legs were like up around my waist, and we were swinging around, and then you started to lean back, like with your head to the sky,
Yeah.
as if we're like Patrick Swayze and whatever that other woman's name are.
In Ghost?
I don't. When was he dancing?
Oh,
I don't
Dirty
know.
Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And I could not hold you up, so that I just like slowly let you down to the ground. Like I can't do that, Joe. You're a full-grown man.
Yeah, that is what you said, like that.
Mm.
The Toronto in general, though, who is with Patrick Swayze in Dirty Dancing? Hold on, let me look this up. Jennifer Grey.
Jennifer Grey.
Yep.
Of Grey's Anatomy fame?
Yep, she created Grey's Anatomy. She was a show creator. Toronto itself. So wedding, beautiful, awesome.
They had a beautiful day for it, too. The weather
Good
was
weather.
beautiful.
Weather corner checked out. It was 20 degrees Celsius, which tells you exactly what it was. No, it was good shit. But the town of Toronto. So my good
A
buddy
city,
from
I do
work-
believe.
The city, I call it town as an American. My good buddy from work, Karthik, he's from Toronto, and
Mhm.
he put together a nice little itinerary for us. We checked out one of the things.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Kensington Market was fucking awesome. But the rest of Toronto, you want to know what I have a gripe
Uh-oh.
about? You want to know what a
Uh-oh.
Glock gripe comes in for Toronto? Cue the music. It's Glock gripe time.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, so my first Glock gripe for Toronto is traffic. That's 1A with a fucking bullet. Traffic there, it's bad. Ding, ding, bung, da, ding.
You're doing the Paul Russ
Oh.
thing.
I guess I was doing the
Dude, new
no
no-nos.
yeah. Yeah, it is bad though. Even Paul
we
Russ would
sat,
agree.
yeah, we sat in Uber in traffic for a very long time on that trip.
To go,
Not
like,
even going very
3/4 of a
far.
mile.
Right.
So I told
well,
Karthik-
longer than that, because then we should have walked if it was 3/4 of a mile.
I suppose.
But
I
like,
guess I
yeah,
meant- I
3
meant-
miles would take like 25 minutes.
Right. I meant it was a 3-mile trip, but there'd be 3/4 of a mile that took us a fucking hour. Like we'd just be
Yes.
sitting there at a light. I told Karthik that we took Ubers everywhere, and he said in hindsight he would have given us advice to take public transportation because it's much, much faster, the train cars and stuff.
I believe that was probably
I
true.
believe it too now, but you know what? It is what it is.
City's terrible, and it is what it is.
That city sucks. No, it actually was a lovely city. I would have loved to have the chance to explore it more. We did.
Yeah.
We did a genuinely insane thing on our last day before we flew out. To Luby Tubi's kindness, he gave us gift cards at his wedding,
Oh, right.
and we went to this place called Beaver Tails, which was really good. They were like decadent desserts and poutine. I had like a
I
pound
was
of
raised on
poutine.
Veggie Tales, but the devil has brought me to Beaver Tales.
So I had poutine, but Beaver Tail's signature dish is the beaver tail, which is a deep fried piece of dough, and then they smear on like Nutella or cinnamon or butter or whatever the fuck they put on. They put on all sorts of decadent
Cookie
stuff.
dough.
And so I ate a pound of poutine, and you guys ate a beaver tail, and we immediately went to a recommended dim sum place in Chinatown. And we ordered way too much dim sum. We ordered like twice as much as we could eat, and we were already full. At least I was so full.
Well, you had eaten the poutine at the Beaver Tales
pound of it.
place. I didn't eat any of that, so I was
You were
up
grumbling
for dim
still?
sum.
It was really good,
Yeah,
but
those ribs were good.
yeah, they made a good rib portion. It was one of those classic like kind of disorienting, I want to say, places like dim sum places where you walk in and like part of the menu they gave you as like a normal menu, but the other part of the menu was just on the wall, and
Right.
and you could just order from. There were like 3 different ways you could figure out what to order.
And each of the on-wall menus were different,
yeah.
which was odd.
So I guess you could order anything. Just look
Based
do
on
a
where you're
panorama
sitting and how good your eyesight is.
yeah. It was good though. It was good as hell, and it felt like a very authentic place, which I appreciated. So
It was
Toronto had good
solid.
food.
Yeah.
Solid place.
I really liked the Kensington Market thing. I thought that was unique and felt cool. We compared it to Rainy Street in Austin
Yeah, totally. Like a bunch of houses that are repurposed
that are
for
converted. Yeah,
stores.
Very cool.
And there were some like restaurants.
It was a
on
fun
that
trip.
Street. Yeah, good time.
I watched Star is Born on the flight to and from.
Brother. That's all this guy watches on planes. The Star is Born. He's been watching it. He's seen 25
Well, I had to
times.
see it in French.
Sure, every language. He's seen Stars Born in every language
And
25 times.
Cried in every language
In every
as well.
language, yeah. It's made him a well-rounded person. He'll be able to die and say he saw most of the world through the eyes of a Star is Born. Before we get to BA, I see you eyeing up BA. I wanted to read a little bit of copy that's on the bottom.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, I don't know if I can. The reason I hesitate is there's a chip here and I can't read half the copy. All right, let's move past that. You
Let me see
read
if it's the
BA.
same as what's on here.
Nick's
You can
checking
read this.
out.
La Fin du Monde recreates a
Oh,
style
boy.
of beer originally developed in the Middle Ages by Trappist monks for special occasions. A golden ale, mildly yeasty with notes of malt, fruit, and spice, followed by a smooth, dry finish.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well done. You pieced that together really well. You know, it's like that. Like sometimes you go on Facebook, and they show you like a bunch of jumbled letters that like your aunt reposted, and it says like if you can read this, you have an IQ of 180. That's what you just did with the back of the Fin Du Monde bottle.
That is, I have an IQ of 180 Celsius. You should. I got off Facebook. You should get off Facebook.
I'm
no
off
more.
Facebook. That's an old reference.
Okay, good.
I put pictures on for my family though. Like when we
I like that, but I do that all through different apps now. There's
what
better ways
apps
to
are
do
your
it.
family on? What apps?
Google Photos.
Your family is all on Google.
Yeah,
Photos?
you just have to have a Gmail account.
Oh, okay.
You have Google
I don't
Photos.
know my my grandma's Gmail or anything.
Get her on there, baby. Get that
Facebook is-
high-speed internet set up.
Facebook is good to leave it there. I think people appreciate like I'm fortunate to do some traveling, so people appreciate seeing that in my family. I wish that it was like what was the Google social network they tried to do and then it
Google
failed?
Plus.
Google Plus. I wish I could like create a circle and be like, this is just for my family.
Right.
Maybe I can have Facebook. I don't have the passion or energy.
I
to
think
look
you
into it.
can. Yeah.
I'm not gonna look into
But
it.
they don't point you to it.
Yeah. So I just kind of stick it there, and it really is for them. What are we doing? What do we talk about?
We're going to rank this.
Oh, yeah, BA
guy.
score. Get
Yeah,
to the
let's
BA.
do the BA score. So this
Nick,
one,
I'm drunk.
over 10,000. I'm feeling it too.
Oh boy.
Feels good. It's got over 10,000 ratings of a 4.32 out of 5 or outstanding.
Wow.
So
we have
not world class. Some
not-
of the ones we've done are world class.
So world class beers that we've had: Pseudo Sue, our number one beer. Our number 5 beer, Rodenbach Grand Cru, was world class, and our number 14 beer, Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout, was 95
Oh,
world
wow.
class. So Pseudo Sue is
Oh,
4.
I didn't have any of that this past winter. I should have.
You should have, and you said winter.
Winter.
You did a little bit of.
The long winter passed without me having an old Rasputin well reputed.
Pseudo Sue is 4.52 out of 5, and then we have some old standards with Rodenbach Grand Cru is 95, and Old Rasputin Russian Imperial.
I heard Gland Crew, which would be fun. That's what I call my proctologist's office, is my gland crew.
And
All right.
Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout was 95 as well.
So what do you say about this, Joe? I don't think it's my number one, but I think it's up
not.
here.
I was kind of hoping that some jackass. My computer just froze. Not a Microsoft computer. Not on my watch.
It is a Microsoft product.
My watch has ended.
Hey.
The
No Game of Thrones talk on this podcast. That's our vow.
I was hoping some. Those crypts are safe. I was hoping some the beer advocate jackass would have something interesting to say before we got to rankings.
There is something interesting. This person gives it a 3.89 out of 5, which is well below what the overall rating is. And
Interesting.
he says it's a bit hazy golden color, fluffy white foam that lasts and leaves serious lacing. Smells like Belgian yeast and doughy malts. All the normal fruit and spice character Belgian yeast should bring to a beer. Strong traditional Belgian flavor without the off flavors. Highly carbonated and a bit dry on the finish. The best Belgian style beer outside of Belgium. And then 3.89 out of 5.
Wow.
Guy sounds like a real blowhard.
He
Unless he
does.
just doesn't like Belgian beers, I guess, which is a possibility.
I guess, but then like kind of come forward with that.
We should do a whole treatise on beer advocate reviewers.
We should.
And why the site sucks.
It does suck. Fuck beer advocate.
We've leaned on it so
Unless
hard.
you guys want to sponsor us.
I guess
then
we
you're
haven't
all
leaned
right.
on. Yeah. You and Jeff Allworth are going to come crawling
No,
back to the Cold
Jeff
Cans
Allworth,
boys.
if Jeff Allworth came back and said, I have $1 billion, I'll give you $1 billion to sponsor, I'd tell Jeff Allworth to go
Oh, would you?
fuck his $1 billion.
Well, I would say, Jeff, Joey's off the show. I'll take the bill.
Much like the Dubai airport, the guy fucking the pile of scrambled eggs, Jeff Allworth can fuck his pile of money.
Oh, that was in Dubai.
It was.
Joey gradually drops that.
I didn't mean to. I was trying to think of where it was. I did not mean to casually drop that.
Was that in this
Let's
podcast
edit
you told
out.
that story?
Let's edit
Yeah, that was
out.
the egg corner. Okay.
Egg corner. I want to edit that out. That feels weird. I did
You're
not mean
fine. You're fine.
that. All right, let's get to the
You're
goddamn
one of
rankings.
the coastal elites that nobody can relate to. Let's get to the rankings.
Ah, fuck.
So what do you think? Certainly top 10.
I call this cream of the crop,
Okay.
above the Zem 10. Now, where I have it, I always ask you this, and you tell me, and then you just go, I agree. But I want to know, do you want me to say it, or do you want to go first? Because I have a spot.
This is a unique beer because this is one where if we drank it in the winter, I bet it would be, popped right up there at the top. But it's been very nice weather lately. So I see something like Traveling Like Kolsch at number 8, Prima Pills at 6, Spotted Cow at 4. All beers I would rather drink right now than
Nick,
this.
I'm not going to turn this because it might fuck up the chords. I have it between Traveling Kolsch and Rodeburger. I have it between 8 and 9. I think
I
I'd pick this
completely
up.
agree.
I think I'd pick this up over a Rodeburger. Rodeburger was a little nondescript in my mind. I don't know why it was
I agree.
so high.
I agree. Yeah, that one confused me.
I should
being
maybe
up
go
there.
back
Don't
and
remember that one.
re-listen to that because apparently we loved it. But yeah, I have it below Traveling Like Kolsch.
That's
I'm right,
legitimately
okay.
we're
Number
so
9 then.
locked in.
We at this point we are locked in. This happened a few episodes ago.
It did.
And
Totally. That was the Coors Devon episode, I believe.
It was.
when we were ranking that. Hey,
we're locked in. The Cold Cans Garçon are locked in. Is there anything else you want to say?
Joey's been doing French Duolingo, by the way.
Can you tell,
if you
guys?
hadn't noticed.
I've been to Dubai and I'm doing French Duolingo. Is everybody on my corner?
The top percent of the 10%.
The 1% of the 1%.
The Cold Cans podcast is recorded in the Overcast room at Cloud Studios in Seattle, Washington. Visit cloudstudiosseattle.com